Alright, let's dive into something that's both fascinating and deeply relatable: motivation. Or, more specifically, why some people seem to have an endless supply of it while others struggle to get off the couch. And no, it's not just about willpower, there's actual brain science behind it. A recent study from Nagoya University in Japan has uncovered something pretty mind-blowing. A specific type of brain cell called Orexin neurons might be the key to understanding how motivation works. Personally, I think this is huge, because it's one of those rare moments where science starts to unravel something we all experience, but can't quite explain. Here's the thing: motivation isn't just a fluffy concept. It's tied to some of the most challenging conditions out there: depression, addiction, ADHD. What many people don't realize is that these conditions often share a common thread: a breakdown in the brain's ability to sustain effort toward a goal. So, when researchers pinpoint a mechanism like Orexin neurons, it's not just cool science, it's a potential game-changer for understanding and treating these issues. But let's back up for a second. What are Orexin neurons, and why should you care? These cells are already known for regulating sleep, appetite, and energy. But this study suggests they are also the brain's motivation managers. What makes this really interesting is that it's not just about feeling motivated, it's about how the brain calculates effort versus reward. Think about it. Why do you keep going when a task gets harder? Is it just habit, or is there something deeper at play? The researchers used rats to figure this out, which might sound like a weird choice, but rats are actually great for studying motivation, because they are willing to work for rewards, kind of like us. The team genetically modified these rats to target Orexin neurons specifically, which is a big deal, because these cells are notoriously tricky to study. They then put the rats through a test where they had to work harder and harder for a food reward. Here's where it gets wild. When the researchers activated the Orexin neurons, the rats were willing to put in more effort. But when they suppressed those neurons, the rats gave up sooner. In my opinion, this isn't just about rats. It's about understanding the fundamental wiring of motivation in all of us. What this really suggests is that motivation isn't just a mindset, it's a measurable, manipulatable brain process. One detail I find fascinating is how Orexin neurons respond to anticipation and disappointment. Their activity spikes when a reward is expected and drops when it's received. But if the reward doesn't show up, the neurons stay active, almost like the brain is saying, keep trying, it's gotta pay off eventually. This raises a deeper question: is motivation just the brain's way of balancing hope and effort? And if so, what happens when that balance breaks? Now, here's the part that got me thinking: increasing Orexin activity didn't make the rats more motivated than usual. It's like there's a ceiling to how much these neurons can push you. From my perspective, this is both reassuring and frustrating. Reassuring, because it means motivation isn't just about cranking up some internal dial. Frustrating, because it implies there are limits to how much we can hack our own drive. But it also makes me wonder, if Orexin neurons are the key, what's the lock? What other brain systems are involved in this dance of effort and reward? If you take a step back and think about it, this study isn't just about neurons, it's about human potential. Understanding how motivation works at a cellular level could lead to breakthroughs in mental health, productivity, even education. Imagine if we could help people with depression or ADHD by fine-tuning these brain circuits. But it also makes me question, do we want to? Is motivation something we should engineer, or is there value in its natural ebb and flow? Personally, I think the most exciting part of this research is how it bridges the gap between biology and behavior. It's a reminder that even our most abstract experiences, like feeling motivated or burned out, have roots in the physical world. So, next time you're pushing through a tough task or wondering why you can't get started, remember, it's not just in your head. It's in your neurons. And that, to me, is both humbling and empowering. What do you think? Is motivation something we can, or should, tweak? Let me know in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going.